really, but
There we go. They just
hey, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh,
Running in
going
place
off
again.
and everything.
Welcome to our show for this is a live show. So if you're watching this at a later time, it will be a replay. But today is, what is it, December 14th on a Friday? Is it the 14th today?
It is the 14th.
And we have some special guests here today. So with us today, you guys, introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
It's Kevin and Frank from
Cruising with Wheels.
That's right.
Awesome.
And we already have 15 viewers on. So
oh my gosh.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for joining us. So
and I can't find us on YouTube right now.
We are no longer part of YouTube. So a little bit about tonight, you guys. If you've never seen our shows before, we usually do one live show a week. We already did ours on Wednesday, but we wanted to do a special show tonight with our friends, Frank and Kevin. And we're just going to have fun. So if you know us, we like to dilly. So we're going to make some holiday drinks, but we both have just been on Norwegian cruises. We were on the Norwegian Bliss, which Kevin and Frank also went on, the inaugural one for Alaska. We'll talk about when that was, but they also were on the Norwegian Getaway. In fact, their cruise ended as ours started. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, we're going to discuss our group cruise that we took with the Sea Cruisers, and they are Cruising with Wills have a group cruise coming up in 2020, and they're going to discuss about theirs too. So a little bit about the format. Greg, do you want to
say hi to Paul Wilgus? Let's start from the top. Katie Hislop.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, hi.
Katie Burr, Reggie and her man. David Andrew, Shayna Bert, Anne, Cruising Librarian, Maria R, Steve's World, Rob Fuzz, So Tweety, Orlando Parks Rover, Chris Marie, Paul Wilga, Sherry C. Coos, Vanessa Windham, I think I said Orlando Parks Rover, Nurse Nancy, Alyssa Stenberg, I said Reggie and her man, Cruising with Wheels is on here. Go figure now. Welcome, guys. Let's see. Belle Southern. It's My Georgia Life. Hey, Linnell. Molly Dolly. Heather Young. Alyssa Stenberg, I said. Barbara Wick. NTT. A scoop of this and a pinch of that. That sounds good.
And your mom just popped in.
Oh my gosh, and my mom, Linda.
So welcome, everyone. Awesome to see all you guys. Welcome to our show. Before we get going with all the fun dilly festivities, we had
Roberta Delissel, I think.
We had some more mail came in that we checked today in our P.O. box. And Greg, if you want to read that, because you read better than me, even though I like to write. This is from our friends Alana Zangano and Rafael Zangano.
So, dear Derick and Greggory, I hope this card brings you as many smiles as your channel does for me. Pictured as Walt Disney's barn, his happy place, and a stamp collection, I think, from the town Walt grew up in, Marceline, Missouri. May your holidays be the best combination of peace and inspiration to lead you into the new year. I am excited to see where your channel takes you both. I can't wait until we get to meet up, hopefully soon in person. Your fellow creators, Alana Zangano and Rafael Zangano. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
That is so awesome. And then showing the picture, that's Walt Disney's barn when he grew up as a child, which is awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And then our other one, where is it?
Right there.
Right in front of me. Greg, I'll let you read that too, since you read so well.
Whoops. So happy holidays. And from to Derick and Greg, hope you guys have the best year ever. Enjoy the special moments this season brings. We will see you in August, Bob and Ashley. And they were nice. They gave us a $25 Disney gift card and a Happy Holidays card. That's really cool. Thank you
guys. That is so awesome. So awesome. Thank you. And then they also gave us a little Disney package. Bob and Ashley also have a YouTube. Alana and Rafael have a YouTube channel, which they do cruising. They're kind of like ours. They do cruising as well as Disney stuff. So they're kind of all over the place. Bob and Ashley does too. In fact, they've done, it's like 20-something cruises they've been on, and they were just on the Oasis of the Seas. They just released their day 7 on that. And awesome, we got.
Oh,
an
wow.
ornament.
And it's a snowman. We
Awesome.
love snowmen.
As if you wouldn't know. Who's that
Okay.
hiding back there? With the Mickey Mouse Club.
That's
like our
awesome.
booth to match our hats.
That is very nice.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. That is really cool. All right. So some of you are new to us. Some of you are new to Cruising with Wills.
Apparently, I can't spell.
So if we can, Frank and Kevin, if you guys can introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your channel.
All right.
Alrighty.
Wow. I'm Kevin, and this is Frank. He's my husband, and he became disabled back in 2010. And we've always been avid cruisers. And so we decided to start Cruising with Wheels because we found that there was a lack of information in the cruising community about cruising with a disability or cruising mobility impaired. And we love to share our love of cruising with everyone. So that's how we generally started the channel.
I was cruising way before, back in like 2000, 2001, before I got sick in 2010. So I got a head start on Kevin for cruising.
I was more of a land
He was more of a land person.
I did a lot of Europe.
Yeah, but I did a lot of cruises with my friends. So, and then we met up and kind of continued it.
Yes, we continued the cruising tradition, and
Except this time a little different.
a little bit different, but it gives you a new perspective on cruising. And then as we built our YouTube channel,
We only started the channel January 2017.
Yeah, January
so it's only
2017.
closing out about 2 years. And we didn't start vlogging until we went.
Well, it was quite some. It was about 6 months in, I want to say, and really we listened to what our subscribers wanted us to do. They wanted us to take them along and show them how things worked. We were just kind of at that point helping them.
We're like, what? We want to see us?
Yeah, we just were helping them with information, and so just like we like to watch D&D or D&G D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, our subscribers know D&D as Darlene and David. They're friends of ours that go that have gone on 2 of our cruises with us. So I meant to say D&G, and it came out D&D. But just like we like to watch you at the Disney parks, they wanted to come along with us on the cruises.
Awesome. Well, one of the things we do like about your channel is you are, like what you said, you are unique. You do have the experiences of having viewers go to you to find out if they are in a wheelchair. And, you know, it's really changed our thoughts too, because we were talking before about the video that we just released, which was Disney's Serenity Bay Castaway Cay. And we were thinking, we didn't know if it was wheelchair accessible. So it kind of changes our thoughts in terms of how we look at things when we go on a cruise, what information we can share on our channel, because I think that's really helpful. There were some people that were on chat before that was saying, does the ship have this? Does it have that? Can I take a wheelchair chair there? How wide are the aisles on the Bliss for a wheelchair? And I started looking at that, like even the doorway, can you get a wheelchair through the doorway into the stateroom? So channels like yours is really good, and that's why we love you guys so much. You offer something that other channels can't offer. So and plus you guys are really,
they're funny.
They're really funny. They offer a lot
Especially
of different
Frank,
formats.
He's really funny.
Yep. So they have a wide variety of content. Some of it is kind of humorous slap face. But that's what we like about you guys. So we again, we can't tell you how honored you are joining our show. So we much appreciate it. Another thing too, guys, we'll be a little honest. There's a lot more people in chat than we're used to. So if we don't acknowledge you guys, we do apologize. We appreciate everyone coming in because we're seeing people like More Sunshine Please, who is our support channel. He helps us out. We plan things to try to help each other's channels grow, but he's an awesome guy. He has a great family. And I'm seeing some other names. So Tweety.
Look, it's More Sunshine Please.
More Sunshine Please. Yes. Did I say something different?
No. I'm just looking at the chat, and you were chatting. I was listening to you, and Frank was pointing things out.
So I was watching. Oh, go ahead.
No, we have so Tweety. There are regulars that join us. This Life of Ours just came in. So if we do miss you guys, there's Cherie, Awesome Sunset Travels, Bell Southern. I know you had already mentioned it. MG Tao, welcome you guys. So thank you for everyone joining. If we don't get you your comments, we do apologize. That's one of the things that we try to do always is improve on acknowledging you guys. Just know we love all the support and appreciate you guys for coming by.
So earlier today, it's my Georgia life. Linnell, we met her on the Disney. Yeah, we met her on the Norwegian Bliss, and she actually had a video out today, and she was actually talking about the perks and the not so perks of the Disney Bliss, and she was saying that
Disney Bliss, Norwegian.
Oh my gosh.
You haven't even had anything yet.
It's been a long day. What do you want from me? The Norwegian Bliss, and
read our shirts in the screen.
She was talking about the pool, how it's not handicap accessible, that it's hard to that they only have a ladder to get in and out of the pool. So if you have a hard time getting in and out of a pool, that you probably shouldn't go in there. And she was suggesting that they have like a wheelchair lift of some sort to get someone into the pool that wanted to enjoy it. And I agree with her on that. That pool though was a little small for the adult pool. It wasn't that big of a pool, so I would think that they'd want to make the pool bigger to accommodate that as well, and also have the same space that they normally would if they didn't have the chair, so that it's still the same size pool, but you can accommodate everybody, which I think would be a great idea. So hopefully something like that happens.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when we run the Bliss, we always have a meeting with the hotel director and the accessibility officer. That if anybody does have a special need, they should know that there is always an accessibility officer. I can't say accessibility today.
You didn't even have a drink yet.
I didn't even have a drink yet. But there's always there's always an officer on board to ask those questions to. But we always have a meeting, and there actually is a wheelchair lift for the pool on the Bliss.
Awesome.
But what Norwegian decided to do with their last two ships in the Breakaway Plus class, which is the Bliss and the Encore, is to have a it's not collapsible, it's a mobile lift. So it's not permanently attached to the pool area. So that way they could accommodate regular cruisers instead of having that space taken up by the lift. So if anybody is going on the Bliss and needs that lift, all they have to do is call the accessible officer, and they'll arrange having it whenever they want it.
It's really good information.
We didn't know about that, so
No,
thank you.
So Melissa Fierro, who's first time watching us, welcome. A little bit about us, because we haven't explained who we are.
Yes.
We are D&G Explorers. So the D is for me, which is Derick. The G is for Greggory.
Either way.
And we originally were going to be called the Disney Explorers. And
I like D&G better, though.
It fits us because now we're not just locked in for Disney, because we like to explore everywhere. We've gone to, my home country is England, even though I don't have an accent. I'm half British. My mom is British. We recently went to back to England last year. We did some vlogs in Cornwall, which is south of England, kind of like their summer area. We went to Disneyland Paris. We've traveled to Walt Disney World. So we're big Disney enthusiasts, but we're not just Disney. We're other.
I think that's an understatement.
We're at, yeah, you can't tell from, maybe you can see some of the Disney up on the wall here, and you got
we're Disney fanatics.
Or Walt Disney behind us.
Yeah.
But we're explorers. We like to explore. We've gone on our third cruise together. This was our first non-Disney cruise.
First 7-day and first group cruise, which we did with the Sea Cruisers, and we'll go into that too.
Yeah, so this was our, we've been vlogging a little bit over a year. We've met some awesome channels, and saying that, you guys, because there's so many awesome channels that have supported us, please, in the comments, please put creator. Those of you who have not seen their channels, please check them out. Follow them, subscribe to them. They are awesome people. I think, I mean, we appreciate everyone who supports us. I don't think we welcome Disney World Adventures and Barrel Boy Woods.
And Just Life of Ours, Melissa Fierro, I don't think.
Yeah, she's the one that was asking who D&G Explorers are.
Sherry
so.
Awesome Sunsets Travel. I
Yep.
don't think, okay. Well, if there was anyone that we did miss, welcome everybody.
Yeah. All right,
The
you guys.
chats keep scrolling, so.
So we are going to start with the holiday drink. So some
Oh,
people
boy.
like spice to their drink.
Some people like spice and everything nice. No.
So to save time, I already cut this up. One of the warnings.
It's like we're on a cooking show.
Yeah,
It's
one
all
of the warnings.
pre-made and the
So,
magic of TV.
I'm making a habanero tequila, and I decided to try to make it myself because, don't worry, Greg, I'm not going to make you cough.
I'm already coughing a little bit from the cold that I got, which is almost basically over. So,
But I couldn't find something spicy, and my mom likes a little bit of a spicy drink, and they had jalapeno, but I guess it was kind of like a phase thing, and you can't really find jalapeno anymore. So we decided to go a little bit stronger and do habanero. The reason why I'm putting gloves on is I learned because I was in a rush to get ready for the show. I didn't use gloves, and then I started wiping my face, and currently my nose is
that's not good.
burning. So what you want to do, you guys, is the jalapeno or the habanero pepper is really just about this big. It's not very long. And all you do is cut it in half. And there's not much seeds in there. There's not much skin in there, but you want to
you're
scoop it
scraping
out.
all the seeds out, 'cause that's where the hotness comes from.
It took me just a few seconds to do that. But this is basically all that you want them to be. This is 2 of them. So they're about...
Whoa, just like, here, have some drink and throw it all on the floor.
They're about that big, but they have kick to it. So I'm going to...
Yes, Red Junior Man, safety first. That's right. Don't push the table over.
And we're on a high chair. We're on a
I
stool.
feel like we're on a high chair. And
I feel
this isn't very, this
So-
feels like I'm going to punch right through it.
The best thing to do is get the bigger bottle, which is 1.75, liters. It works to put that much in there because if you try to put that much habanero in a smaller one, you're going to be really strong super quick. Now, the first time I made this, I did it. Oh, great. I got to get this out of here. I think I need a knife. Can you get a knife real quick? Unless you can get that out.
It doesn't come out, Derek.
Yeah, you have to.
You pour, because you have to stick the stuff.
Correct. I have to put that in there. So try to be creative to put it out. But the first time I did this for about 3 days. The problem with that is, you might have to get a knife. The problem with that is there's oils in the pepper. This is why you cut it up so finely. There's oils in the pepper, which will start to it'll repeat on you. So kind of like cucumber does for certain people. So you don't want to leave it in too long. The last 2 times I've made this, and this probably lasts me about a year, maybe about 9 months. The last few times I did that, I think I had it in a total of 5-6 hours. And you'll know because it'll burn your throat a little bit. But that's how that is. So we'll get that going. We'll have Greg set up. If not, I'll have to do that afterwards. But I do have one already made.
Woo!
All right. You never know with us what's going to happen or what we say. Okay,
More
so
with him.
This is why we opened our bottles first.
yes. So if you put it in
Here,
here,
Tolson Jr.
it's going to overflow. So I always like to.
Teresa said, "Yikes to kill you."
I usually just take a shot out because I want a shot anyway. And
Don't waste it.
no, I'll drink it. Don't worry about that.
That's
then you
good
just
alcohol right there.
put it
Except
in
now
here.
he just ruined it. I can't drink this stuff. I had a horrible reaction to it, I'll say, because I decided to hold my nose. I didn't want to. I thought it was going to be a strong smelling drink, and I went to drink it, and basically it just went south from there. I couldn't breathe. I was going, and I was like heaving over the sink, and I had stuff coming out of my nose, my mouth, my eyes, everything. It was just a horrible, nasty
you did this when
picture
you did the
that
shot.
you didn't want to see. And he's over here laughing when it was happening.
My biggest regret was I didn't have the video recording.
Wow. Yeah, I won't be doing that again.
All right, so that's all you do, guys. And then what I normally do, like every few hours, I want to make sure it's on here before I do it.
It
But
did come out of
you'll
my
just-
nose, so Tweety.
You just turn it to kind of get it to go through it.
Make sure that's on good and tight.
Yep, it's on tight. And then when it's done, what you'll do is strain it. I'm going to move this because it's
Yeah,
really
this isn't the best table here.
So you're going to just strain it. I use a strainer and then I put it back. I'll use like the little strainers that you can put in here. And then I
Thank you,
pour it
Ann.
back in there. So I strain it into something else. That way all the
Do I
the
need
pepper
to
goes
pop
out.
that
No,
too?
you're fine because this
Okay.
is already done. And then it's done. And then usually what I do, just because there's still the pepper residue down below, not much, but
So
I
that
just
one's
do
already
it
made.
to get the kick. Yeah. So I did this probably about 4 months ago, and I still have this much in there. So
Derick, how long does it take to infuse the
I
pepper?
do it by taste. The last time I did it with this much in it, it took me probably about 4 hours, 5 hours. But it depends on how spicy you want it.
It'll clear your
It
sinuses.
won't have a lasting burning sensation, but we usually do a ginger beer habanero.
Yeah, you might want to get that checked if that happens.
So it kind of just burns a little bit, but it's not a long term. Like sometimes when you eat something spicy, you're like crying and all that, and you feel it like several hours later. You don't do that with this. So that's what I like.
Can you guys see the comments also?
Oh yeah, we can see the comments where Frank is reading the comments.
The last comment, somebody was asking a favor of you.
Reg, where is it? Was it Reggie and her man asking if we should do these on our group cruise?
Oh, well, it's from NTT, asking about a shout out.
Oh, hi NTT.
And they
Where
just
are
recently
Can't
Right,
see
but-
down there.
Oh, he can't see far down because we're old and decrepit, so our eyesight is failing. So we have our chat on this huge font, and it wouldn't let us scroll down. There it is, boo. And it wouldn't let us scroll all the way down.
Paul Willis said this would be good with a Bloody Mary. That would be awesome. You're right.
He wanted you to shout out to, or they wanted you to shout out to their Aunt Madge, Deborah, and Cheryl. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see that. Wow, Frank's controlling the chat, so I have no control. So it's
You guys do it.
yes, NTT. I see. Hi, NTT. Oh yeah, Aunt Madge, Deborah, and Cheryl. Shout out to them. Are they the ones that are in Missouri? I can't remember where they are. I'm sorry, I can't remember where they are. But shout out to all your family, NTT.
Paul Weller said that tequila would be that
Thank
tequila
you,
would be
Vanessa.
Bloody Maria,
Bloody Mary.
but he said Bloody Maria. So
All right, you guys. So I don't know if you saw it. I already had that one.
wait, how
shot
many are
there.
you doing?
Oh, I drank the other one.
Okay.
This is the one that had the habanero in it. So all you do is you add 1 shot of it just to make sure you like it, or if you like it a little bit more.
One shot?
Yeah.
Good Lord, you
Or
put
he-
like a shot and a half, and there's a whole shot that you just drank.
So
Oh,
if you do your
He
habanero,
drinks like Kevin.
if you want to do a ginger beer habanero, just get like the not ginger ale. It's the actual ginger beer. It's not alcoholic, but the ginger beer has
My
a spiciness
glass
to it.
compared to his.
So you have the original spicy taste, and then this has that aftertaste on it, or the after effect on it. I'm doing winter's heat. Heat because you're gonna feel the heat. So the 1 shot in there, for some reason, it looks like a lot more than what they're supposed to be. But fill about halfway up with the cranberry in this
Thank
case.
you everybody for staying with us while we're doing this on the show.
And then it can't be a margarita without some margarita mix. So we got some Jose Cuervo margarita
Oh, well,
mix.
just shush, Greg. Let him fix it the way he wants.
And
That looks like a bloody winter's heat. My gosh.
never mind, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
So warn you
On the
guys,
show.
I was testing these drinks to get the recipe right. So I had one earlier, and then I also had one of Greg's
Yeah, I
earlier.
bet you had to test
And I
it.
didn't eat dinner. I didn't have time to eat it. So I might be a little bit dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Okay, so you're gonna drink the before I made mine. That's
I had to do that. Okay, you guys. So that is a
big drink. Let me tell you,
drink.
this is my drink.
No, I'm small, so I have small hands. It just looks very big in my small hands.
Oh my God. All right. So, yeah, I'm ready to puke. Just drink good tequila straight, MG Tell said. It's my Georgia Life dilly dilly. More sunshine, please. Dilly dilly. So,
Kevin and Frank are going to do the next drink. And you guys, what are you going to make for us today?
Oh, well, go ahead.
Our drink is very simple, and it's a shot.
Yes, we have shot glasses.
Right. It's called a dirty snowball.
So this is a Christmas traditional drink or traditional shot. And what you need for it is an Irish cream. So we have Bailey's. He can talk. I can see you.
Well, when you talk, it switches away from.
I know. I'm sorry.
And then we have a Creme de Menthe is the next ingredient.
Yeah,
and the third one is a coffee liqueur.
Now, when I went to the liquor store, they told me that coffee liqueurs, there's really no difference between flavor profiles of the expensive coffee liqueur and the expensive Creme de Menthe. So you can go cheap because we're always on a budget. So what we're gonna do?
So it's a third, a third, and a third.
Yeah, it's really easy. A third, a third, a third. So, well, but I'm a heavy pourer. Oh, what's that thing on the top?
That's called the cap.
Oh.
Perhaps you've heard of it.
So let's see. So I'm going to do a third. What about a third?
Sure, we'll call it that.
We'll call it a third. Oh, there's lines on it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Well, that could have helped.
All right, we'll put the cap
back on. Cap back on. I have kind of an expensive Mac that we're on today, so
don't spill anything on the keyboard.
Can't spill anything. I'm not allowed. And then a third of the beautiful green Creme de Menthe.
Oh, you're licking.
Bless you.
Oh, I coughed, but thank you.
Oh,
you just. That's a lot of Creme de Menthe.
That's okay. You'll like it. It's minty.
And we'll save my Bailey's for last.
And now we'll let Frank pour in the Bailey's.
All of that in one shot glass?
All that in one shot glass. And see, I got the green. You can actually get Creme de Menthe in a clear. But I like the green because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes it Christmassy. And then you can, see, it looks like a dirty snowball.
It looks like something I saw in a chemistry lab.
But this
from a crazy scientist.
This is also good for Halloween. So we're covering 2 holidays here.
It's, you know, you mix brown with green and you get
green.
Green, probably.
Dilly dilly. Cheers.
Paul Wilga said it would be called a Girl Scout cookie.
Ooh.
Teresa said melted dirty snowball.
That's good.
Awesome. We're going to have to try that one. That looks really good. I love those ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Linnell said it looks like the Superman shots that I got on the Bliss. Yeah, Linnell, we did try those Superman shots. Those are pretty good, actually. It was different.
So the other drink is Greg is making. He's never made it, so I might have to coach him through it.
I'm good. I actually came. Oh, say this. I came up with a. I came up with the name at my desk. He texted me, name this drink, and like right off the bat, I came up with it. But go ahead and say it.
No, you got it. It's your show right now.
It's my show right now.
I'll just be busy.
So I call it the Holly Jolly. So it's 1/3 shot of peppermint, which is basically peppermint schnapps, which is really good, and then 2/3 shot of rum and 1 shot of cranberry juice filled with cherry 7-Up and a squirt of lime. So we'll just go ahead and start. So I'm just gonna,
Just go up to like the.
it's not gonna be exact.
Fill it up.
It's alcohol, so whatever.
Free pour that sucker.
Almost an ounce.
The one thing
That
about
smells
adding
really good.
The only thing about adding too much peppermint schnapps is that it's a very sweet one, so you don't want to add too much to it because it'll make the drink too sickly.
It's really strong smelling. It reminds me of Pepto-Bismol smell. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but so this is saying 2/3, but we'll just do
put more.
what?
Dilly, put more.
My God.
You put a few drops more in.
More is better.
I'm not trying to get like totally drunk on a live show in front of everybody because we're never going to get to the subjects or anything. All right, and then cranberry juice.
We will add Tolson Jr. We'll put all of them in there. And then the cranberry the tartness of the cranberry kind of takes away the sweetness from the peppermint.
And then
I act like I'm a bartender.
fill with 7-Up.
I don't drink. I usually just drink water.
Yeah, right. It's called vodka.
And
it
then
looks
what?
like water.
Cherry
7-Up.
Cherry 7-Up.
Yeah, cherry 7-Up. That's enough.
Hot cocoa is awesome.
And
with
then a little
peppermint
splash of lime juice.
Teresa Teresa, that's our Teresa from the Bliss. Welcome.
Awesome. And then just mix it. All right, so this is the Holly Jolly. It's very red and Christmassy, but dilly dilly, everybody.
We went with red. You guys went with green, so dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Jelly, jelly.
Yes, I thought it was too. All
Yeah,
right,
the
so
7-Up kind of lowers that Pepto-Bismol taste.
here, drink from that side and see what you think of that. You're not going to think it's as bad as taking a shot of, believe me, it's not as bad as taking a shot, and it's not much of a burn to the throat.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Wash that down. Where do we go from here? I don't know.
I will tell you that every time we go places and drink alcohol, he will take pictures of all the faces that I make. And if you did a slideshow and like played them, it would probably look hilarious.
So we have to shout out our friend Scott, who lives in California. He's got Scott Singer Cruises, and we always say, or he always says on his channel now, that he makes Scott Singer faces when he drinks alcohol, and it was just like Gregory's face.
The people who were on the Bliss cruise can attest to the faces that Greg would.
So, where'd it go? So MG Toe said this is a nice Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve show we're having. Well, it's a Christmas Eve, but we are going to have an actual Christmas show next week. So I did make the mistake of saying it was going to be on Wednesday, not knowing that we already had plans for a Wednesday show. So we may just add an extra show on Friday and do that as a Christmas show. So we could probably just do that.
It's kind of open. Oh my gosh, this drink is strong.
All right. So now that we got the drinks out of the way and everybody saw how we made them, I haven't seen these cards because I've been at work all day, so I don't know what you put on there.
So Katie Heislop said the Girl Scout cookie is a little different to make this shot. Simply shake and strain a half ounce each vodka, chocolate liqueur, de Menthe, and also Irish cream into a shot glass. Now Katie is on your guys' group cruise, and she was also on our group cruise. So welcome, Katie. We met you on the first day, and I don't think we saw you after that, unfortunately. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sue Vegas Strong is here, and BD or BDog 418 is here. Again, if we miss everyone, we apologize. The chats are going pretty good, and I must say we've had a pretty strong dilly-dilly. Plus, this is probably my third drink of the day because I was trying to practice it. And if you drink, you just can't dump it. So that's what that's that's what we're dealing with right now.
You need to see Gregory's face when you just said that. So you need to watch the replay of this.
All right, guys. So now we're going
will watch the replay.
Yes,
later.
I always watch the replay just to see what we can do to improve ourselves and just to kind of see how the show went in general. But so we're going to talk a little bit about our cruise if we're able to continue doing that.
Oh, I'm fine.
So you guys were on the Norwegian Getaway. Now, a little bit about that ship. It was the maiden voyage was in February of 2014. It has almost 4,000 passengers on it. It's a breakaway class, and the other ship which is in that class is the Getaway. The breakaway and the Getaway. The artist, because one thing I like about Norwegian, they have the front of the hull, they have designs on it. It was the artist David Lebo Le Batard. The godmother of the ship is the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders. So I think that's pretty unique. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so I'm a little offensed that a ship would be named after the Miami Dolphins, but from the godmother. But that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty unique on it. We went on the Norwegian Bliss, as you can see from our shirts, and they have 4,000 passengers. Although Cruising with Wills went on it, and they said it was about almost 48,000 customer or passengers because they only account for
4,800.
Yeah, so double occupancy, but in some cases they have a third or fourth passenger. So what was the total count of that cruise?
It was 4,796 passengers were on our Alaskan cruise, the inaugural Alaskan. It was very exciting, but very crowded.
I can imagine.
I'm jealous that you guys went to Alaska. I want to go there so bad, but I want it to be on a Disney cruise someday.
Which is like $8,000.
Someday.
Their maiden voyage of the Bliss was on 4/21/18. So we basically went on a brand new ship. It's in a class called the Breakaway class. So that also includes Escape, which we are going on next September with my mom, which we are excited about because everyone we talked about on the Sea Cruisers group cruise, they said their favorite Norwegian cruise ship was the Escape. So we're really excited about that. The Norwegian Joy is a part of it, which was in China, but because of certain things going on with it, they are now pulling it out of China, and they're spending $50 million to retrofit it to the U.S. standards, and then it's going to be cruising Alaska. The Encore or the Bliss is a part of that, and then also the Encore, which is what Cruising with Wills is going on in, I think, January 2020. It's going to be part of that class too. Interesting, they do have a godfather. Most ships have a godmother, but this ship has a godfather, and it's Elvis Duran. You guys might know him. I don't know him, but he's a nationally syndicated talk show host. So I thought that was pretty unique for the Bliss. So you guys, if you can, tell me, since you were on both on the Bliss and the Getaway, what are the differences between the Norwegian Bliss and the Getaway, and which one did you like better?
Well, the Norwegian Bliss is much more modern and upscale. I mean, everything is chrome and textured, and
Right.
you know, the paint, the colors, very upscale, very modern, which is very different from Getaway.
And, you know, I think for us on Bliss, the cruise was exciting because we got to, it was an inaugural. It's a brand new ship. If anybody ever has an opportunity to go on an inaugural cruise or in an inaugural season, they should do it. It's great. It was exciting. We got to meet Wyland, who was
Right.
the artist. We that did the hull art. We got to meet his mother.
Right.
I mean, there
Her
were so
friends,
many.
his girlfriend, Sheila.
Yeah, there were so many nice things about
Yeah.
that cruise. We liked the entertainment, but I think I preferred the entertainment on the Getaway.
Yeah, yeah.
It was more what we're used to.
So MG Tell saying which ship had the better food, you know, for you guys.
Oh.
I had.
Well, I would have to say overall, in my opinion, the Getaway had better food quality and taste for me. But the exception to the rule would be we had better meals at Cagney's and Los Lobos.
Yeah.
Some of the specialty restaurants were a little bit nicer on the Bliss.
The Bliss had Q, Texas barbecue, which Getaway doesn't have, and it was new, and it was the best meal we had all week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but in fairness to Bliss, it was an inaugural. They had only done 2 sailings on the ship, so they were still kind of getting their sea legs with the whole, cruise.
Right.
So I did notice that on our cruise, the food did get better as on the Bliss, that it did get better as the cruise progressed.
Right. And the crew on the Bliss was still in training. So, yeah. So, you're used to constantly everyone talking to you as they pass you by. Good morning, hello, hello. And you kind of didn't get that on the Bliss.
I think it was 4 days before somebody said hello to us.
They were really focused on trying to learn their jobs. And there wasn't a lot of greeting. And when we talked to the hotel director, he even admitted, he was like, yeah, we still got a lot of work to do. But other than that.
How did you guys find it?
Well, I noticed that on the Bliss, you would smile at people or say thank you, and it's like they weren't even used to manners or people being nice to them or anything. A lot of people didn't smile. Some people did. The guy that did our room, he was really nice and he smiled. There was also another lady that wasn't doing our room, but every time she saw us, she would always be smiling and singing the Christmas songs that were on the ship and everything. So that was, a lot of fun that added to it.
Well, this was our first Norwegian or a non-Disney cruise, and I would say the experience was good because we went on the Disney Dream, which is probably, I think it was built around 2007, 2008. I'm not sure the exact date. So you're talking about an older ship. We also most recently cruised on the Disney Magic, which was this past March. That was Disney's very first cruise ship, which was 1998. So you're looking, the one thing which is amazing is how quick these ships are changing and what they're adding every one they're building. A ship which was built in 1998 is not going to have the same technology or anything's going to be the same as something they're building now. So I don't know if it was really fair in terms of comparing the Disney Magic, which we actually saw in Nassau, and we were a little disappointed on how the paint was peeling, but they might have been, during ports, they might have been scraping it off and repainting it, because when we sailed on it, it just came out of a refurbishment and it looked great. But the Bliss, we would say we had awesome experiences. The one thing that we loved, the probably 2 biggest things that we loved about the Bliss was, one, the observation lounge, which we were floored. We just expected it to be a huge window at the front of the ship, but it actually comes along the front side of the ship. I'm pretty far into it, and there's all these quiet areas. There's a buffet, there's a bar. It's at night, they play piano. Mm-hmm. That to me outdid anything that Disney did. But I also wonder what Disney will do when they build their ships in 2021, 22, and 23.
They're probably taking a lot of notes right now from other cruise ships to see how they can outdo those other cruise ships.
Exactly. And then the go-karts. It is an additional charge, but it's $9.95 for a eight lap session. But we had a blast on it, and I didn't know if we were going to like it or not.
It was bumpy at first.
Well, yeah, but that's beside the point. But overall, we were very impressed with the ship. It's only, 6 months old?
The bumper or the go-karts.
Yes.
I'll explain why in a moment.
The one thing which is different is Disney tends to, they say it's more expensive, but the cost seems to be more upfront, that you don't really have to spend more when you're on a Disney cruise. Then you have to buy your drinks when you're on it. You have to, but soda's included. Obviously, your excursions are excluded that you want to do. But we noticed on Norwegian, you had to pay extra if you wanted to do the go-karts, if you wanted to do laser tag, if you wanted to do a few other things, you were going to get charged for it. So they were both different experiences. I would say with this being our first non-Disney cruise, we chose a very good ship to go on. And I myself was highly impressed. But Greg, what was your feelings on it?
1 second, I'm sorry.
Come on, you do it.
Okay, so I'll answer this question. So Sue Vega Strong said, why is Disney so much higher? And I said, it's Disney. Basically, they will do everything they can to make you happy.
I think it's service.
Yeah, the service is impeccable. It's magical. They have magic touches. You know, things that they do that non-Disney ships don't really do, at least from what I saw from the Bliss versus Disney. So, with the Bliss, though, I like the observatory deck. That was a really nice bar, and just to see everything. It was built for Alaska, so, and I found that out on the ship. We didn't, of course, go there, unfortunately, but where we did go was fun, and so they did have the piano bar. They did have the buffet and everything. I think that was probably one of my favorite places. My favorite actual bar was probably the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. That was a lot of fun, and they had entertainment there too. They had a gentleman named the Chocolate Cowboy, is what everybody called him. He was African American, wearing a cowboy hat, and he would take pictures with everybody. And
you asked to get spanked on the ass.
Yeah, that's a drink. And I ordered 8 of them at one point. So me saying that out loud.
The drink. So the Chocolate Cowboy is well
8
known.
drinks.
Yeah, he's a well-known bartender, and people will book cruises specifically if they know he's going to be on a cruise. That's how popular this guy is. And his drink his famous drink is called Spank My Ass.
Yeah.
And so Greg asked for.
They weren't all for me. I was just ordering them for everybody.
8 Spank My Ass, which is pretty funny. When
Yeah, just the way it came out, he's like, "Whoa, that's a lot." So, but that was a fun bar. I guess it's I would consider it the grand staircase, the spiral glass case. It spirals around one, and it stops and then spirals again. When I first walked in, I wasn't a big fan of the chandelier at first, because I've seen other videos of non-Disney, and I just thought some of them look a little kind of gaudy, I guess. But after I was on there a few days and I kept looking at it, it actually grew on me and looked really pretty and everything, just the way that they made it. So when I first got on the ship, though, I saw it and didn't really pay too much detail to it. So, but all in all, I think the ship was probably one of our favorites now. I think it would be up there with the Dream. And unfortunately, the Dream is only a 3-night cruise. So
they do a 3 and then they do a 4. But they sometimes do a 5-night cruise on it. You just have to search for those. The other thing I think was unique to NCL, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, they had solo cabins. So cruisers that want to travel by themselves, that don't want to pay for double occupancy, the Norwegian Bliss, I think it started with the Epic. There was a first ship to test it, but they're on some of the other ships. It's on the Escape, so it might be the Breakaway class. You can travel solo, and the cool thing about it is, and we actually filmed it to release as a vlog, they have it's a lounge where the singles can go and interact and meet. And we went in there. We were allowed to go in there because the other people were doing it. It's not monitored like the Haven. But we thought that was really unique because, if you got solo passengers and they want to go on a cruise, but they don't want to do it because they're going to have to pay for double occupancy, I think that's a very smart idea for Norwegian to do that. What did you guys think about that?
We like that they have the studio lounge, and actually, it's been very helpful with our group cruise because we have a lot of singles that are coming.
Yeah, a lot of us single studios have been booked, so that's good.
And
sometimes people just want their privacy and don't want to share.
That's right. And the studio, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the studio cabins in person, but yeah, they're not as small as you think. Like the pictures you see, in my opinion. The pictures look like they're so teeny tiny, but they're enough room for one person. I wouldn't have a party in the room, but I guess that's why they have that nice studio lounge. you know, Dave and Darlene on our vlogs, didn't they walk? They were on San Luis. They were looking for a bar, and they went to the studio lounge to get drinks because they thought it was a bar.
Oh, we can't hear you. Can you hear us? Oh, there you go. You're back.
I hit the mouse.
Oh,
That darn mouse.
There's a mouse in the house.
Oh, God forbid.
The one thing we noticed they had wine, like a wine station, but you were charged for that if you had a unlimited drink.
oh yeah,
card.
at the buffet area.
In the buffet,
we never
yes, but also
used
in the solo area, the lounge. Solo, I guess it's called the solo lounge. Studio lounge. There was like a little refrigerator, and if you wanted to get a wine there, you were going to get charged for that. So I thought that was very interesting too.
Shana said I wanted to take my cabin home with me. The studio lounge is perfect. Best cappuccino maker too. We did a cabin crawl on the group cruise, and so we saw a couple of the single suites in the single rooms. We saw the lounge. They had cookies in their lounge. We were looking for cookies for a while.
True.
And
True
so Derick found some cookies, and they had chocolate chip and oatmeal and, you know, other kinds there. So we had some cappuccino and things like that. But I was surprised how many stairs there were. Like there's stairs going down on the left, there's stairs going up on the right, then there's like more stairs. There's hallways within hallways. It's like a giant maze. I didn't know which way we were going sometimes.
And the one thing that was cool was they have virtual screens. So it's an inside cabin. You don't have balcony cabins, but it's an inside cabin, and on the wall there's a TV. And they show you what's going on at that moment outside, which I thought was a good touch, because sometimes if you're in a smaller area, you might get claustrophobic, but having that virtual screen, it really makes it add to like you're connected with being what's going on outside. So I thought that was cool too.
Now, the one thing that I finally got out of my head, and then I saw that Derick posted it today on Facebook, was Benjamin singing Washi Washi. And I'm all for staying clean and stuff before you eat and everything, especially being confined on a large ship with over 4,000 people. And he was nice and everything, but that song just gets ingrained in your head after a while.
Small world.
Yes. Did you guys have Washi Washi when you guys went?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That is a signature song for NCL. And, you know, you guys only got to experience the giant ships, the Bliss. We've been on a lot of the Jewel class ships, which is like 2,500 passengers. And the entertainment staff on some of those ships actually do other versions of the Washi Washi song, which are really, really cool. Like they'll take modern, like a Pharrell song and make it into the Washi Washi song. So it's really cool.
Did you video?
I did. So that'll be coming. The Washi Washi will be coming up on one of our vlogs from the NCL getaway. And I was actually so amazed. Some of your subscribers might not know. I went to school for music, theory, voice, and I was really, really impressed with the girl singing the Washi Washi song and the guy playing the guitar so much that I ran back to the cabin and said, "You're going to have to do this again for me." So you'll all have to watch for that.
Awesome. So a couple of things. One, this is kind of a squirrel moment, but Reggie and our man, I think that's the name of the channel. Yep, Reggie and the Man. I know you guys are always on Traveling with Bruce. They asked, why are we Buffalo Bills fans? So good question. Back in the day, I lived in England and on an American Air Force base, and the Pee Wee football team I played for was the Buffalo Bills. And ever since then, we're going back to 1976, I've been a Buffalo Bills fan. So these guys here, Cruising with Wills, are upstate New York, so they're pretty close to being Buffalo Bills. In fact, we were talking about it. They went to one of the famous football games where the Bills had one of the biggest comebacks in playoff history when they beat the Houston Oilers at that time. So that's why I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. And then Greg, had to root for them because I made him root for them.
Well, you got me into them. And I was actually born in New York, upstate New York, but I don't remember it. So it kind of goes with the whole, Buffalo thing. We're actually going to be going to New York in September for the Norwegian Escape, which is going to be awesome. So I'll get to see New York more. Looking forward to seeing Statue of Liberty, some other landmarks that are there and everything. I'm sure some of it might be emotional too. So, but it's going to be a fun trip, I think.
And then also, someone asked us, why don't we do a Disney group cruise? So we actually are looking at doing a group cruise, and that's actually a good segue to the next segment.
That would be expensive for Disney, but that'd be fun.
So we are looking at doing a group cruise in 2020, as Cruising with Wills are doing. We're looking more of either June or September. Those are the 2 months we figured are best for us. We've looked at Disney. We've looked at the Symphony of the Seas. The Symphony of the Seas actually now have the schedules out for all the way through December 2020. Disney has not released those times yet. We haven't sailed on the Wonder yet. We are going on the Disney Fantasy next November. That'll be the 3rd Disney ship we've sailed on, which leaves the Wonder for us still to do. So we would like to do that before the new ships come in. But we don't know if we want to do it as a group cruise because it is more expensive. Most of our subscribers are from the East Coast. So that tends for us to want to go to the East Coast so we can get more people on it. But we're looking at Symphony of the Seas, which right now they have a cruise for end of September 2020, and it's like $927 for a studio cabin. I think it was like $1,100, which is amazing. If we went in June, you're talking about another $800 more, I think it was. So it just depends. We are throwing around the ideas of a group cruise, but we want to talk a little bit about. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you guys are doing a group cruise. How hard do you think it's been for you guys to get it all together and basically put it all together and make it happen for you guys?
Wow, that's a loaded question. We
have to say that I think the first 3 to 4 days are the toughest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we decided that we were going to wait until we had a little bit more subscribership before we announced that we were going to do a group cruise. And I think we were, what were we, maybe 2,500, I think, when we announced it, or 2,000 subscribers. And we ended up choosing Norwegian because we felt more comfortable with them. We know the line, we know the brand. It's the brand of our choice. Not so much for the service, not so much for the food, because our number one thing when we cruise is being able to get around, Frank being able to get around on his own and mobility. And we kind of rate them the best for mobility. But so I called up my girl at Norwegian, and she put me in contact with a group specialist. We picked a cruise. Before we did that, though, we offered to our subscribers 3 different options, and we had a vote on Facebook.
Very democratic.
And I think even before we did that, we said, do you want to do a Caribbean?
Right.
Do you want to do a New England? Or do you want to do a European, I think? And we just let everybody select what they wanted to do. And we kind of said majority ruled.
Right.
And so we selected the Encore, and it was very hairy in the first couple of days because we booked, I think within 5 days, we had 30 cabins booked. Now we're at, I think, like 60 cabins and 130 people coming, something like that.
Something like that.
That's bigger than our group.
So, and we decided not to do a cutoff. A lot of people will do cutoffs, but our philosophy was, who are we to say? You want to go on the cruise? Come on the cruise.
Right. We're not going to tell anybody you can or can't come. It's a free country.
Right.
You want to go on the cruise? Go on the cruise. But we have been thinking, oh my God, we have over 100 people. there's just two of us, and one of us just does a little rolling. And so, what help am I going to be? So that has been a concern.
Wow.
And especially with all the events and activities that we want to do and have planned, the two of us can't do it all. So we have put out there for activity leaders to sign up and help us with all of that.
And I know Katie is in the Katie Hislop is in the chat right now. She is in charge of our bar crawl. We're going to be doing a bar crawl, and we have a bunch of events scheduled. And we haven't announced that Katie was doing the bar crawl just yet, but so now it's announced to the world. Katie is doing the bar crawl.
I'll tell you this, you guys. She did it for the Bliss cruise, and she is awesome with it. We unfortunately caught the very end of it as they were ending it to go to a different one, and we never were able to catch up with them. But she will take care of you guys. She had a lot of fun activities, and she put everything together in a packet. So she does an awesome little packet for you guys. You'll have fun with her.
I also see Wanda Byram is in the room.
Yeah.
Wanda Byram is going to be on our group cruise with us, and she's going to help me out, I think, with the meet and greet. And Darlene gave me the okay today at work. Darlene, I work with Darlene, and she is one of the D's in the D&D, Darlene and David. They will be going on the group cruise, and she said that she's going to help out as much as she can, as long as she can get beach time. So I think if you ask for people to help, that's, it involves them, right?
Well, that's the whole purpose of the group cruise. The group cruise for us, is not about us. Even though people are coming on the group cruise because of us, we want the group cruise to be for everybody who's joining us.
Right.
We want all the activities to be exciting, to be fun. We want everyone to leave the cruise at the end of it and go, oh my God, we had such a great time. And there are a lot of people that are bringing their kids. So there's families and kids. So, we want to plan out activities.
Be careful with that iPad.
And things that are going to be exciting for everybody. So, there's a lot of things. And the closer we get, the more things that will be finalized. Because remember, the NCL Encore is still being built. And so there's a lot of information that NCL corporate can't even give an answer for us in terms of what we need. And Sarah, the poor girl in the group cruise office, she's getting a little nervous.
Yeah, she's getting nervous because we have a large group.
We have a large group, and now she's like...
Right now, we're the largest group on the Encore so far as group cruises are concerned. And for our sailing anyways. And she wants to get us the observation lounge for our meet and greet. So we're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, but they don't have the team members yet. So when you guys are ready to book your group cruise and figure that out, I kind of think that I would suggest not doing a brand new ship because they don't have it in place yet, the team members. So for your first one, we've learned that maybe we shouldn't have done the brand new ship, but we're going to be really happy to see the brand new ship like the Bliss.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That's a lot of people too.
It does. When we heard your totals, because we experienced with a sea cruisers with 78, and at times it was a little bit hectic. We were thinking, oh my gosh, they have 130.
Well, we didn't think we were going to get like much time with Amy and the sea cruisers, and we actually got way more than what we thought we would get. We really got to meet them and meet a lot of the other members of the group too, so that was really awesome.
A few things, guys. We have 55 people watching us, which is the most we've ever had. So thank you, guys. We really appreciate you joining us.
Cruising with and helping us.
And we have 40 thumbs up. I must say up yours.
Oh my God.
We have 40 thumbs up. So thank you, guys. I think that drink still is a little bit strong.
Don't push down that too much. Push right through the table.
But we've had a few people that have come in. Gosh, where are we? Bob and Ashley joined us. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
And
And thank you, Bob and Ashley, for the gift that you gave us. We really appreciate it. Thank you. We just got it today and opened it at the beginning of the show. So thank you.
Brady Paul, there's a shout out to you. There's Mari BN. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome. First time with us. There's someone else, Wanda Barham. Welcome to us. Thank you. And also there was someone else that had just come in recently. So if we haven't acknowledged you guys, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this poor iPad is
I think you probably need to move over to here.
No, I have it set up the way that I shouldn't have it set up. So did you guys want to add anything else about your group cruise?
Just that if anyone is interested in going on the group cruise, it is January 19th through the 26th of 2020. And you can email us at cruisingwithwheels@rochester.rr.com, and we will send you the information sheet. And the sheet gives you step-by-step instructions of exactly what you have to do and how you have to book it. You can't call NCL directly and book it yourself. You cannot book it online at home yourself. There's a direct area code and phone number to Sarah Clore, who is the group cruise coordinator at NCL. And only she can book it for you. She only works Monday through Friday. So we'll give you that information. Just email us.
Yeah.
So the short answer from Kevin there. Yeah. I don't know what you have on your cards, not your drink. But
He's got lots of cards. You should look at them. I know what's on the cards.
Plan, you guys. I'm like the planner. I just have like bullet points of it, but I'm like the planner in terms of kind of keep us in line. Otherwise, especially after having these, I might just be like staring at the camera, wondering where we are.
Derick, how did your corporate visit go?
It went good. It went very good.
Ask him about that.
Quiet. We were in the same game. I was at your end of the corporate visits. I hated it when they visited at holiday time, and then years later, I became the corporate visit, and I never wanted anyone to feel how I felt when they came. Yeah, you know. So I heard you went in early.
I have the district leader is coming in on the 20th for a visit, and he's actually doing several walks, which incorporates checking into things, which is 5 days before Christmas.
Yeah,
really?
Been there.
A little bit frustrating.
So
Wanda Barham asked, "What are we drinking?" So good question.
Give me the drink cards, please, so we can tell her what's in them.
This is make drinks, so that's not it. So I call this Winter's Heat.
Derick, do you have a card that says "Drink Drinks"?
Yes, I do.
Drinks.
So it's the Winter's Heat, which is a drink that I made of for the holidays. It's a habanero tequila, which is one shot, or if you're me, you add a little bit more to it. It's got cranberry juice, and it has just the margarita mix, so it's a pretty simple one. Gregory is drinking what he calls the Holly Jolly.
And mine is substantially smaller, in case you didn't notice. It's not this giant goblet that he's drinking. But I'm not going to say it's 1/3 and 1/2 of all this stuff.
I'm short, so it looks bigger in my hand.
So I'm just going to say I added the Bacardi rum, and I'm looking at like this is rum, right? And then I added the peppermint schnapps. It was like 1/3 and 1/2 of
it's basically
different
one
things.
shot, 1/3 of.
And then the cranberry juice, and then cherry 7-Up with a splash of lime juice. So I mean, if this is going to be a bigger drink, you can add a lot more.
I knew Greg was a lightweight, so he made it for that glass.
I looked at your glass earlier and I said, "Well, where's mine?" And you said, "Well, I measured it out enough for a smaller glass." So
he said you only get one dilly, not two dillies.
That's right. You're being monitored now, Greg.
Yeah, I guess I am. Whoa.
Okay, maybe you should be monitoring Derick.
Well, I moved off of the stool because it got uncomfortable after a while, and now he needs to move off of it because it's going to make a mess.
Well, didn't you gain like 15 pounds on the cruise?
No, I sure didn't.
Oh, okay. I actually gained, for some reason, obvious reason, I gained 9 pounds on the cruise.
For a family of 5.
But
so.
I went up to 157, and now I'm back down to 152.5. So that's better. I'm back to where I want.
I hate you.
Yeah, I didn't weigh myself when I got back,
You don't
so
want
I'm gonna give it a little while.
One dilly for Gray.
So Wanda said, "Cool, sounds festive. Drink up." And so Sweetie laugh out loud. 1 jelly for you, Greg.
Vanessa said, "Hail the goblet." So a little bit about ours, because we really haven't talked about our experience with the sea cruisers. We originally were going to go on a cruise with them in November on the Ruby Princess out of California. We're really excited about that because we've never sailed the California coast, but Central California is where we live. And we would have stayed at our friends in Bakersfield. They would have taken us to the cruise port down in the Long Beach, LA area. And then they would have picked us up. So we were pretty excited about doing that because that saves a lot of money if you don't have to worry about storing your car or even the airfare to get there. Unfortunately, Greg got a promotion. Well, I shouldn't say that. Greg got a promotion at work, and he wasn't able to go and do that cruise anymore. So we had to change our dates. We were really disappointed.
So we already invested time on the Facebook Disney page.
Yeah, not Disney, the Norwegian page.
Oh, well, so we're part of so many groups.
It was actually the Royal Caribbean, Princess. Sorry, it was Princess Cruise, and we were excited about that. And so we started looking into the Norwegian Bliss Cruise. It was a month later, but it was going to be a lot more expensive because you're talking about a new ship. We were going to have to spend like $500 for airfare. It was a lot more expensive, but we really wanted to meet them and experience a group cruise. And we did. I mean, we had an awesome time. It took a little bit of an effort to get there. So if you guys, we don't want to spend time doing on that now. So if you haven't seen what happened, we will be releasing vlogs on it. But we also discussed it on Wednesday's chat. But it took a little bit of an effort to get there with the plane breaking down and us having to get there. But we made it, obviously. But the whole experience with the sea cruisers, we had an awesome time. Greg, what were some of your highlights of the trip?
I liked that they were very welcoming. We were supposed to have a potluck type of thing at the hotel Friday night, and we unfortunately didn't make it until after 11 at night. So Amy was still out there along with a bunch of other members, and she got up and she hugged us, almost immediately right away and talking with us and everything. So everybody was very warm and welcoming. We got to meet some of the members, and then of course the next day, it was a full-on meet and greet on the cruise ship. So, but I think that just watching their shows and then meeting in person, there isn't really any difference. They're the same nice people. So that is my opinion. That's Derick's opinion. So I think we had a fun time on the cruise. We got to meet a lot of new people. And I know some of you are on the chat right now, and if you have any of your own YouTube pages, feel free to put them out there for everybody to go on. We're very pro helping other YouTubers to grow their channel as well. There was a lot of time with Amy, like at the bar crawls and things. I don't remember.
We had a lot of bar crawls.
I don't remember what she was trying to have us say. Something about crackers, box of biscuits or something.
A box of biscuits, a biscuit maker, and a box of mixed biscuits.
Yeah.
And you have to say it over
while we were drinking. So that was kind of a little bit of a mess, but it was fun. I mean, just little things like that, that were fun. So
Rob Fez says, "Are we drunk yet?" Joking.
No,
actually, I'm coming down a little bit because I haven't drank a whole lot of this because I did have 2 drinks beforehand, trying to get these drinks the right way. Rob Fuzz, you guys, by the way, he's a great supporter of YouTube small channels. He's been a huge supporter of us, along with Alpha Traveler 1, Kenny. They do a channel together called Drop That Rope. If you guys haven't, if you're YouTubers and you want some information in terms of how you can grow your channels, definitely check those channels out. But we've got so many other great channels in here. We are great friends with This Life of Ours. Right now it's Rachel, who is This Life of Mine, Bob and Ashley, More Sunshine Please. So Tweety, I mean, I could go down the list, so I apologize if I don't mention you, but again, check these channels out because they've been a huge supporter of us. In March of this year, we were only at 45 subscribers. Today, when we came on, I think we were at 612. So that's a pretty good growth. And it's all because of the support of you guys. And we are proud to be part of your family. Cruising with Wills, you guys really jumped us up in our subscribers. So we can't thank you enough for that.
You're at 622.
Wow. So we gained some even more, about 10 of them. Oh, there I go, trying to knock the singles again. So
I bet you by the end of the show, this table and everything on it will be on the.
Oh my Lord.
So a little bit about their cruise.
Don't say it, it'll happen.
So with them, we didn't really find out because we were waiting for Norwegian to get with Amy in terms of, you guys talked about being in the observation lounge. They were trying to find out where we could be placed. So we didn't find out till maybe like 2 days before the cruise where we were going to be doing certain things. So they did print out an itinerary. If you didn't want to be there, though, you didn't have to do it. Probably about 3 months beforehand, we were able to book stuff like the some of the shows. So we booked Havana and Jersey Boys, which are their main Broadway shows.
Let's talk about those shows in a moment.
We will, yeah.
Yeah, and can I say that since you've never cruised with Norwegian before, there's a lot of first-time cruisers with Norwegian that don't know that you can book your reservations for dinner and the theaters shows 120 days prior to sailing. And especially on a large ship like that, it is a must. Mm-hmm. The Bliss, I know you guys probably, I should have told you guys before you went, but the Bliss only seats 800 in the theater. And they're like on our sailing, there were 4,700, over 4,700 people on it.
And when they're only doing 2 shows of the Jersey Boys, that means only 1,600 of the 4,790 people are going to see that show.
Yes. So it's really, really important to mark that date on your calendar and call them or book them online. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to get that out there because it's really important.
Feel free to jump in whenever you want.
That is big, and that was, we just figured that was part of the group cruise because I actually we'd made a reservation and then they had changed it, and I called NCL specifically, and they were able to change the time that I had for Havana. So we booked those ahead, but we had to book, when we got on ship, we had to book the laser tag, we had to book the comedy shows, also the race cars. So we made a beeline to the Social Club, which was one of the places to do it.
That was the first place we actually went to, right when you walk in. And I'm just going to describe, when you walk in, at least the area that we walked into the Bliss, it kind of looked like behind the scenes. All you saw were steel beams, and it was very, ugly looking. It wasn't nice at all because it was kind of like where the workers, the employees work and stuff, the crew members. And then you walk into this casino area, and then everything kind of opens up, to you. So that was a different entrance for us than what we're used to at Disney, because those of you that don't know, Disney, I think, takes pride in themselves on how they actually welcome their passengers on. Not that Norwegian doesn't, but they have a special way to do it, I should say. Basically, they ask you your name, how you want to be introduced, and then they'll say, welcome aboard the so-and-so family. So then you walk on, and they're on a microphone, and everybody hears your name, and people are clapping and stuff. So that's one of those extra special touches I was talking about with Disney that Norwegian didn't do, but it's a Disney thing. It's not a Norwegian thing. So it just makes it more fun and special, I think. Yeah.
So a little bit about, because I know we're already at 78 minutes. So a little bit of how they did it is they booked things, but there wasn't like every hour of the day that you had to do things. It was like maybe 1 or 2 things a day. They planned for dinner. If you wanted to join them, you could make reservations with them to sign up for it. They did have a cutoff at the end, though, like, for example, when we went to Cagney's, there might have been 30 people in the first group and then 15 in the next group. But basically we got all seated together, so it didn't really matter. But we did sign up for those. We signed up if we wanted to do excursions. They weren't done through the Norwegian. It was done through private things because Amy is also a travel agent. But yeah, it was good to have this itinerary. But again, going with a group cruise, you get perks. We had 4 nights of restaurants instead of normally a 3, because when you cruise with Norwegian, sometimes you're offered free things. We were offered 4 nights of dining. So that's one additional dining that if you wanted not to eat in the main dining room or the buffet, you would get charged extra. That was free for us. And then also we had the unlimited drinking package. Now for us, gratuities for the package was free. So we literally drank for free. In most cases, if you get a free offer for drink packages, you still have to pay the gratuities. So it's like $20 a day per person per cabin. So that can still add up, and that's where they make their money. But even then, it could be worth it because we figured we drink probably more than $20 in a day with the gratuity. So that's one of the benefits of going on a group cruise. I know you guys talked about it. There's different cruise things that they're offering you. It depends what cabin you are, if you're in the inside in terms of what stateroom credit you have. But that's also one of the benefits of going on a group cruise, is because you do get more perks from the cruise line that you wouldn't normally get offered if you're cruising by yourself or even through a travel agent. So we had an awesome experience with Amy. Would we do it again? We would. I think the only concern that we have right now,
probably not the same ship.
No,
I want to try different ships.
Yeah. Our only thing is our timetable, because we want to go on a cruise in 2020, but we're probably only going to do 1 cruise in 2020. So it's just a matter of when can we work it out, because we actually were looking at doing the group cruise with you on the Encore. But we have a cruise on the Escape in September 2019.
I don't know if I could do it in January anyway.
And then we also have a Disney Fantasy cruise in November, 5 weeks later from that Escape cruise. And then January is really out of the question for us to be able to do it. So we're kind of just feeling where we're going to go right now.
It happened to happen that we were going on 2 cruises in 1 year like that. Kind of like back to back at basically even this year. So you only have so much time to pay off your cruise. So we had to pay off this one. Now we have some time to kind of like settle a little bit. Then you got to start worrying about paying off the next one. Then you have your next due date that you have to worry about paying on that one as well. So while you're trying to enjoy the first cruise that we're going to be going in September, hopefully by that time we'll have the November one paid off, so that we're not stressing over that while we're on the first cruise. And I told Derick I don't want to do it like that ever again, because it was kind of stressful. You know, 1 cruise at the end of the year, then another cruise at the end of the next year, but then another cruise 5 weeks later, which it didn't even dawn on me that it's only a 5-week difference. So that's a lot to do. I mean, it's fun and everything, but we have to plan it to where you can pay it all off.
That's a lot of money.
It is, yes.
So we don't have anything picked for 2019 yet. So you'll have to send us privately the ones that you're going on, and maybe we can make it work. September sounds interesting, but I have to do the little kids' hair for back to school, so it can't be before that.
That would be awesome.
Well, and also September, I think, is during hurricane season, so that's going to be an interesting thing too.
We've sailed twice.
Yeah, we were on the Disney Dream. We had some bad weather. We were actually 2 cruises before the cruise that was part of the hurricane that happened.
I think it was Matthew that went through that time.
Yeah, so we were lucky, but everybody else was lucky too that they were okay on that cruise also.
Yep. So a lot of good things going on. The group cruises are exciting. I know a lot of different channels are doing it. We would like to do it. I think it would be fun to meet everyone. That's one of the biggest things that we've enjoyed, is meeting different channels, meeting people who like just on the group cruise. We enjoy just meeting so many different people on there. It was awesome. Just non-sea cruiser, like the family, Trevon, Amy, and Manara, but even just the rest of them. It's it's just awesome to meet some of these people, and they'll be our friends forever. So we had a great time that was on it.
I will say the highlights for the food wise anyway. Ocean Blue was really good, and then teppanyaki
That was my favorite.
was awesome. I've never had shrimp and scallops, and I think it was squid that tasted as good as they made it. I don't know what they did, but it was probably the best I've ever had for that type of food. And seafood's my favorite food, so that was really awesome. The least favorite one that I think was probably La Bistro, because it's on the back of the ship and you're right over the. It's true. You're on the back of the ship and you have the motors underneath, and the whole table was shaking like crazy. I mean, your plates, your food, your drinks, everything was shaking, and it felt like you were in a constant earthquake. So I mean, the atmosphere around it was nice. It just was a bad location
we
for
skipped
it.
that, didn't we?
Yeah, we canceled the bistro.
We canceled the bistro when we were on the Bliss.
But unlike you guys, we don't like seafood.
Yeah, we're
very
not
much.
seafood people.
So we got on the ship, and I'm glad to hear that Ocean Blue was great. We had some mixed reviews about Ocean Blue on the getaway. So people had some big issues with the food not being of quality. So I'm glad that it was good for you guys. But they didn't.
They need to have a bigger menu, like more choices.
Yeah, they do. I believe they do. Well, that was what the issue we had with the bistro at the time on the Bliss, because they only had seafood on their menu. So we canceled. Did we go to Cagney's instead?
We probably did.
I'm a meat eater.
Bob and Ashley, we didn't have a bet for us to sit like this. I think maybe they mean like how long could the person sit on these stools or something. After a while, I need like back support, and because I sit all day at work anyway, I have back support. So I can't sit on these.
30-something going on 80-something.
Whatever. No. It's wood. It's just uncomfortable to sit on. So they're just wood stools. But I did mention before when we were talking about the
Dilly Dilly?
No, my gosh, not the bumper cars.
You were talking about food.
Well, earlier in the show, the go-karts, we had an experience with that. For those that don't know, I was in the front of everybody, and we had to wear like these, it looked like underwear that you put on your face with a big hole, so that your face shows, and it was a little long on the top, so it was getting in my way. So they had us start, they told us to go, and I'm trying to push on the gas, and my car is like jolting. It was not me. I had a faulty car basically, so I had to go all the way around the track, and I was holding everybody else up. Then they stopped me to take my helmet off, fix that underwear thing, and put my helmet back on. And then we were only supposed to go around it like 8 times. I think they actually let us do like 14 times because we're having such an issue. They had to change my cart out, so I had to get into another cart that actually worked.
And they put training wheels on it.
No, but it was a production, I'll say that. And they actually can control your cart. So when it's time for them to have you all come in, they actually slow you down remotely. You have no control.
Oh, wow.
So
it was booked the whole time that we were on the ship, so we didn't even try it.
There were massive lines and lines of very upset and aggravated people.
Yeah, and you don't want him behind the wheel. So
No.
We never did the water slides either. There was one where it's famous for. It's a drop, free fall one, and it's famous for people that are lightweight to get stuck because you go up the slope and then you come back down backwards and you're stuck.
Well, you're supposed to come down and then come back up, but most people never make it up to that part.
They don't go all the way around.
So they just go back and forth.
So then you have to open up the hatch and they let you out. And I said, if that ever happened, I would be freaking out because I don't like confined spaces.
Oh, and you poor lightweight people.
What?
You poor lightweight people.
Well, I just didn't want to chance it.
I don't want to get stuck in that thing
Oh
either.
my God, I would have a freak attack.
Yeah, but the other one looked cool. We didn't do it for some
Well,
reason.
there's another reason. One, we were too white and we would blind people. Two,
That's not. You didn't want to get wet.
We were not Speedo ready as we wanted to be, so we decided we wanted to save the public some.
Nobody
fear.
on that ship was wearing Speedos that I saw. So it's
Yeah, where's the varsity Speedo? It's missing. The varsity Speedo that was up. It's missing.
Yeah,
Tigger
we took it
place
down.
of it. But Bob and Ashley said, oh gosh, where were they? They said, underwear for your face. I don't think that's a real thing. Teresa from the Bliss, she said, too many mojitos. And Jim from More Sunshine said, hey, Greg, know what will help your back is this drink here. It'll warm your back up.
Well, somebody gave me a small drink, so you can blame it on him. And then I think This Life of Ours said Derick is drinking from the Infinity Goblet. See, goblet, not gauntlet.
All right, guys. Well, we've already been on 90 minutes, and we've had an awesome time.
Yeah,
so we
it's
hope
been
you
a lot of
guys
fun.
enjoyed it too. Apologize that it went over.
Rob's mad that you took the Speedos down. He said, how could you take them down?
We've had a great time hanging out with you guys. Did you guys want to say any last things before we leave?
I don't know. I think we've had a great time. I can't wait to talk to you more about your next cruise schedule for 2019. We can't wait to hear more about when you guys select a group cruise. And if any of our subscribers are in this chat room and haven't subscribed to D&G Explorers, I will hunt you down and find you.
No threats on the show.
All in good fun.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Gregory, did you want to finish up on anything?
Just thank you for both of you being on the show, and we'll of course continue to watch you guys and laugh at Frank's comments and stuff that he has. For people that don't know, I think Frank does a lot of funny stuff. It's not serious, so I think he just does it for his show, and it's hilarious. Just the way that you
present it.
Yeah, present your show and stuff, and
It's the drama.
the dramatic and this person did this and this person didn't do this, and oh, look at this person, and it's just funny. So we like it. We don't have an issue with it at all. So we think you guys are really funny and awesome.
Yes. So we are honored, you guys,
You're
that
welcome.
you joined our chat. We thank you so much. We appreciate everyone who's come over to watch us, supported us, the channels that normally do, our friends. We thank you so much, you guys. We can't tell you how much we are like overwhelmed with all the support. So
Yes.
thank you so much.
And Wednesday,
We're just normal people.
Yeah.
Like the dilly once in a while.
we're very down to earth. We like to have fun and stuff. So Wednesday we're gonna have more special guests on our show, and then
We're still working it out.
hopefully that Friday, that'll have to be our Christmas show. We'll do a special show on Friday, because then Christmas is of course next week, or not next week, but the week after. So it's coming up really fast. So
We had Danielle join us. Thank you, Danielle. I
Awesome.
saw you post on our D&G Explorers Facebook page. Shelley Freeborn, I don't believe we acknowledged her, so thank you for joining us. So 50 people watching. That's
Wanda said
awesome.
time. Yes, it is awesome. She said time to chug your drink. Yeah, that probably won't happen.
Chug.
Whoa. You won't chug it down.
Oh my gosh. You
There's-
can't chug that thing.
Ah,
Look at that.
Okay, you took a lot of it, so that's good. you drank a lot of it.
Keep talking.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to. Well, I'll drink that later.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make yourself sick.
Okay, you're good. Dilly.
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 I have chicken fajitas waiting for me, since it's only 6:30 here on the West Coast, and Greg's going. So again, guys, we don't always drink, just probably most of the time. We thank you guys. Greg, no face. It was a kind of like a kid's Shirley Temple drink.
Go back now. It was peppermint tea.
Did we have David and Aaron pop in? I think I just saw David and Aaron pop in. Adventures of David and Aaron. All right, you guys, we got to end this. So thanks
Thank
again.
you very much
Yes,
again.
we love you guys. Thank you for joining us. And with that, as Walt Disney says, how we like to end our shows.
We are just getting started.
See you guys
Everybody
real
have
soon.
a good weekend.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Travel safe and cruise often.